unfortunately has died, the creditor comes. Now when you find the creditor now going to children, TV has gone, decoder is gone, even the dish outside is gone. When you see creditor coming to take children, there's no more bed or sofas or couches in that house. When you see creditor now saying, I'm telling you, if you cannot pay me, I'm now taking children, there's nothing left in the house. That's the extent of the credit. So we see it's a family that loves God. They are coming to church. This lady, you know what she did? She then decided to say, the situation we are now in cannot be solved by anything. Let me rush to the pastor. Let me now go to the man of God. Let me now go to the servant of God. And she went to Elisha and she cried. And she complained. Actually, it was a complaint. To say, do you not know how my husband feared God, but look how God is treating us? Was it God? No. The fact was, this family was depending on one income, salary. They were depending on the income that was coming from the men of God working at the church. Now that is gone, the allowance is no longer there. They can no longer service the debt. This family was not working talent. This family was not working talent. There was no extra income coming in. The moment he was gone, that one salary was gone, the whole family was now in trouble. So she complains to him and she says, now look what's happening to us. Many times because of disobedience, we point a finger at God. But many times it's us who will not have done what we have been told. Especially in the area of talent. We are speaking to leaders. Today, it may be good while you are still at work, you are getting a good income. But there's no guarantee what tomorrow shall bring. There's no guarantee what next year shall bring. We need to walk in obedience to the school of talent because God knows better than you and me what is my situation tomorrow. The problem is mostly with us who have got the better jobs, who have got the better income, who have got our things in order. We feel that we have got nothing to feel. We are feeling for those on ZEP. And I'm saying for me, I'm okay. We don't know what tomorrow is like. We are just saying, let's walk in obedience to the word from God about working talent as leader. We don't want to find ourselves in this situation. Thank God, the man of God, when she went there, I'm sure she was expecting a miracle. You know, Elisha was the prophet of great miracles. Making the ex-head to float, calling out bears to kill people if they laughed at him. He was a man of drama. Elisha, he was the double portion prophet. I'm sure when she was going there, she was full of faith. Surely he shall call upon his God, and money will drop from heaven. Elisha didn't pray for him. He said, what do you have in your house? What do you have? He did not lay hands. We are so used to having hands laid on. We are working talents. We are convicted to the head. We come crying. He didn't lay hands on him. He gave a practical solution from God. He said, what is there in your hands? In your house? What do you have? She said, only a little jar of oil. Can you see the mind, the mentality? It's seeing only little things that will not help. But Elisha is just saying, what is there? She says, only a little jar of oil. And he says to this woman, go to your neighbors, all of them, go and borrow. Borrow. She understood borrow, yeah. Because I don't hear even any protest. This was her language. She knew how to get. But in case she missed him, he made it very clear. Go and borrow empty vessels. Bring them home. He says, don't borrow few, borrow many of them. Take them home. Go and pour the oil. What blesses me about this lady, she did not stop to question him to say, I have told you there's a small jar. You are saying borrow many vessels. She just did as she was told, borrowed many vessels, started doing what? Pouring oil. Before we go far, let's see see some things that we can learn from her and what was happening. Number one, talents, they are worked with a willing heart. Talents are not worked because I've got a lot of resources, I've got a lot of money, I've got a big business. No. Talents are worked from where you are. We are just asking, what do you have in your house? Where are you? Start from where you are. Start from where you are. Mama Kuti said she started working talents with fat cooks. You know Magwinya? Yes. She started with, and she said when she was making the fat cooks, there were those flat ones which were not very good. But she was determined because of their willing heart. She went to fat cooks, fat cooks, fat cooks. From fat cooks, what did she do? She moved on to other things. Where is she now? Is she still making fat cooks? No. She has got a catering company, which is now supplying big companies, institutions, colleges, universities, catering services. Supplying the students and staff with food. Where did it start? A house of fat cook. What do you have in your house? Where are you? What do you have in your house? You need to start there. Talents are worked with willing heart, not a lot of money. We hear sometimes people come and say, no, you know, Vasya, I just wanted to talk to you about my business idea. And you know, we've got this contract that it's promising 500 million. And you know, that one, 10 billion. Big things. What do you have in your house? Start there. Humble beginnings, they are not a problem to God. Humble beginnings are not a problem to God. Just start there. Willing heart. Is your heart willing? Their heart must be willing. When we go to the believers, let's help them to have a willing heart. Let's help them to see not what is the little oil. Let's help them to see the big God who can do something with the little oil. It doesn't matter you're starting with sweets. God just wants a willing heart. Then he said to her, you know, he borrowed the vessels and started pouring into the vessels. She was obedient. Key number 2, number 1, willing heart. Number 2, obedience. Obedience. Isaiah 1:19. If you are willing, number 1, willing. Willingness, God can do a lot with a willing heart. If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. It didn't say which land. Any land where you are. As long as you are willing and you are obedient, you shall eat the good of that what? Land. It's the word of God. It applies anywhere where we are. This lady was obedient. She followed instructions. She did not question him. She did not doubt the word. 2 Chronicles 20 verse 20. Have faith in the Lord your God. You will be established